XOXO, got the girl. Pose. What's up? It's me, Audra. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy and any of these things, then I suggest you go on ahead and subscribe because, hello, I do weird ASMR thirst videos, and if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. All right, what are we here with today, Audra? Well, I'm gonna do another hot topics, but I'm also going to get ready because I'm getting ready for the live stream, and I'm going to be using some of the products that I purchased from New Makeup Nonsense Bingo. So that's gonna be a thing. So, yeah, let's get started. The details of my face will be listed in the description below, and as I get primer on my face, it is time for shameless plugs. Transphobes have gotten together to form a group called the Superstraits, which coincidentally, as a queer person, is the gayest thing I've ever heard. But okay, continue. Basically, their whole thing is that they are so straight. Like, I can't say it with a straight face because it's ridiculous. And it's annoying because I understand this is extremely harmful, and I'm not laughing at that. I don't understand how they got together and were like, yeah, we need a way for everyone to know that we are not into trans people. And then they were like coming up with ideas, and then they were like super straights. And then with like they used the same colors for the Grindr logo for their logo. It's very Listen, I'm not one to judge, but it's just very, very weird. And I'm not particularly, like, I just don't understand this. It's just like, if you don't, it's very much giving. Remember when gay pride parades became, like, just very mainstream in the way that people were seeing them everywhere, and they were, like, it was in the news. It was no longer just, like, this thing that was being kind of secretive or held in very particular big cities, like where you had to travel for them. Like now you have gay pride parades all over. And remember like when the straights were out there and they were like, we don't have a straight parade, and I was like, whatever, you have the Macy. Never mind. The point is, I just think it's so weird when people are so hateful that they inadvertently create the queerest name for their group that they possibly could. Like, I just don't understand that. Like, I just don't know why you can't not, like, you can have your preference. This is the thing that I'm always trying to say. You can have your preference. You just don't have to tell everybody. Like, it's fine. It's literally fine. This is the thing that they're missing. No one is saying that you have to like dating trans people. No one's saying that. No one's saying that you have to go out of your way to do so. Just like I don't have to go out of my way to date a straight white man. You don't have to date someone that's trans. All they're asking is perhaps not be such a hater, like hateful, awful, mean, rude, dangerous. That's all anybody's asking. Like, and there's a great video that Cat Black did that I actually really enjoyed, talking about kind of the undercurrent there with a lot of this super straight situation, and that a lot of people are very upset, especially straight men get very upset that they were attracted to somebody who is trans and they did not recognize it, and then they feel however they feel about those feelings. But like, let it go, bro. So that's, again, I don't have good news. Okay, but this, we're gonna have to have a conversation about because it came, y'all. The Menagerie Flight Club palette arrived, and I'm so fucking excited. It's so pretty. but I feel like it may need a little help along the way. We'll see, but it's really pretty in person, and I like her. Hello, darling. She says hello. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started again. I'm going to be using this in conjunction with some brushes that I picked up from because I was in a mood to try new things, and also, you know what? I think I just didn't want to wash brushes. Let's be real. Let's be real about my life. The stimmy hit. I didn't want to wash brushes. I said yes. All right. So next up, we are going to talk about. This is so embarrassing to say out loud, but we're going to talk about Wayne Brady. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I was not expecting all this pigment. Okay, baby. Anyway, on to Wayne Brady. So I am a person on TikTok. On TikTok, I talk about neurodivergency, my ADHD, autism, that kind of shit. So, and you know, I enjoy TikTok. But anyway, just in case you go there and you're expecting makeup, what you're really gonna get is me talking about all of my neurodivergencies and mental illnesses. So have a good time. Anywhoozits, I ran up on this TikTok where Wayne Brady just, and let me see if I can find it to put it in here. So here it is.
Who's the man? You're the man. Strong, healthy, black man. Huh? Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so once again, we are running into people. I am trying to find a polite way to put this. I feel like there's so many black people that white people in general do not realize aren't, like, we're still black, right? And Wayne Brady basically was cleared the bitch. It was like, because it's by a black man, Bernie Mac. And, you know, and he did this with his daughter. Like, it was a stitch he did with his daughter. And this is where, you know, when we talk about race, this is where we get frustrated, because so many people are always just like, why does it have to be black? And how come we have to bring race into it all the time? And it's like, baby, just go sit down. You know, like, that's what I feel like. When people have to keep asking that question, I just want to be like, please go sit down. Just go sit down. Because every time you ask that, you know what you're doing. And I don't understand, as someone very eloquently put it, and I feel like I cannot remember the TikToker who said it, but white people are generally just used to being the center of every conversation, and so it's very difficult for them, I think, right now. Not that I care, but it's difficult for them right now to not be at the center of every conversation. I mean, just today on TikTok, I saw some woman who came in and she, you know, people were speaking AAVE, they're black people, and she decided to come along and say some dumb shit like, is this even English? Like, I didn't understand any of this sentence. And then when she got all this smoke, she tried to start blocking everybody, but it was too late. It's already gone where it's gone. And those are just situations where I look at people like that and I'm just like, it wasn't even for you. Like, you came and you commented for what? And this is where I find things so interesting, because I don't understand this behavior. I genuinely do not get why people go out of their way to find things that they don't like. Like, I didn't go find the Superstraits. The Superstraits found me. I didn't go find Wayne Brady. Like, Wayne Brady found me. And as a general rule, I actually don't follow the majority of celebrities on, or really any big accounts on TikTok, like of celebrities, you know what I mean? Like, celebrities and big influencers, I generally don't follow a lot of them because I don't want my whole feed to be filled with, like, uninteresting content. Don't come for me. Anyway, because the majority, listen, I'm gonna say it, because I know that the majority of celebrities, like, literally they're gonna stand there and snap their fingers, and that's supposed to be entertaining to me, and I'm like, no thank you, I'm not entertained. I'm not entertained. This is not entertaining. But the fact that Wayne Brady had to come through here and just cleared this person so effectively, like, I was like, ooh, is Wayne Brady gonna have to clear a bitch? And yes, he did, and he did. And so this is the thing. If you see things that aren't for you, just, like, go away. Like, you know what I mean? Or just appreciate it. You have a few options. You can just be like, I appreciate this. Even if it's not for me, I appreciate this content. And he was doing a duet with his daughter, of all things. And to have somebody come in and, again, try to recenter the conversation on whiteness, like, oof, woof, stop it. So anyway, I ended up following Wayne Brady for that on TikTok, because typically I just don't, and because normally celebrities are always trying to pretend whatever it is that they pretend. You know what I'm talking about. They be in there like bullshit where they're like, that sounds so weird, and it doesn't even make sense. Moving on. All right, y'all. So as I'm sure you're aware, many people, myself included, have watched, yes, the Justice League, and I have some thoughts. Okay, so first of all, I was very shocked that I was even interested in watching it because, listen, I am never going to tell you I don't like The Lord of the Rings. I absolutely love and adore The Lord of the Rings. Hear me again. I love The Lord of the Rings. But every time I tried to watch it, like, especially when it was first coming out on DVD and sections and shit, I just, like, every time I go to watch it, even to this day, I'm like, oh, wait, why did they break up? I'm so confused. Somebody explain what's happening. I thought they were a fellowship. Like, that is my life. I get easily confused by the whole situation because, like, I have ADHD and memory issues. A lot of them come with mine. And so I end up spending more time being confused than being able to enjoy it. And, you know, that's like a 72-hour odyssey. So, like, and don't come for me on those figures because those figures are facts. So when I heard that Zack Snyder had put out, and I don't know if there's anything problematic with that person, y'all let me know because currently I have just been staying in my own lane, minding my own black business because that's what we do in this house. I'm trying not to cause any problems. I just want to live my life quietly in the comfort of my black home and my black business. All right, so that being said, I watched it because I was like, what's the deal? And I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time with it. I was surprised, to be honest, that I had any fun with it because it's 4 hours. 4 hours. Like, you're sitting here being like, yep, I'm giving up 4 hours of my life. But it was weird. And here's what I'm gonna say. The reason I liked it, which I know people can agree or disagree, whatever, but I am not really huge into a lot of these like superhero movies because they're so long. Let me just be honest. Like, they're so long. They are so long, and I cannot stand it. Like, I'm just like, when does it end? But also, like, it genuinely tends to not make a lot of sense to me how it all goes down. Like, because they're in sections, like the whole Avengers thing, it was just like, you had to watch all of the movies and then like they would all come together, right? I liked in the original Justice League, which I did watch and I was mostly confused. And the reason I didn't like that Justice League, the one that they put out, 2017, is because it felt like I had to watch all that other bullshit to get what was happening. And I'm sorry, Aquaman was god awful. I don't care who you are. It's terrible. Bleh. It's all bleh. Moving on. I end up watching it, and I'm not gonna, spoiler free. It's I'm not gonna lie. 4 hours. 4 hours of your time. 4 hours of your life. I personally found it worth it. I enjoyed it because I genuinely loved that I didn't have to have seen the rest. Like, I've never even watched Wonder Woman, y'all. I like the show, but I have my issues with Gal Gadot, and I just try not to watch something that's like just starring her, cause not my kind of person. So that being said, like, I haven't watched Wonder Woman. I don't feel like I watched most of them. Like, I feel like some of the DC stuff I watched, I was just like, oh, this sucks. Obviously, like, with the exception of Batman, depending on the Batman. Anyways, well, even the shitty Batmans. But I really liked this. I really enjoyed, again, you did not have to have seen any of those other movies. And honestly, I really feel like more of the superhero movies should do shit like this. Like, to me, this makes far more sense. It makes sense to me to do it this way. I know, people are going to argue with me, but I think it makes more sense to do it in this fashion because then it's like, I don't have to have watched, like, your whole opus of bullshit movies that, like, I'm not interested in. Like, I like Wonder Woman, right? I enjoy the character Wonder Woman, but, like, I didn't want to watch the movie. I just didn't care. I didn't want to watch the movie. I don't care. I'm sorry. I know. Whatever. Say what you will about me as a human being, but I didn't want to watch it. I just don't care. And that's how I'm going to live my life. I'm like, I'm not interested. Leave me alone. So it was a really good time. I got to watch it, and I actually was like, oh. And it almost made me want to go watch some of the other shit. I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch Wonder Woman. But what it did do, because I didn't watch Wonder Woman, because fuck that. I wasn't interested. I had to be honest with myself. I wasn't interested. I did not care. Audra, be a better bitch, okay? All right, but what it did do was it took me on this road where I decided to watch DC's Titans, which is like the gritty version of Teen Titans. Of course I can close you easily when I'm not trying. Jeez, that's annoying. Now, I know that there's been a lot going on with the David Dobrik situation. Let me assure you, I have no idea what's going on with that. I am not going to actually have any commentary on that ever. And here's why. I am not, nor have I ever been, the target audience for their content. So I feel like it would be disingenuous for me to talk about them. Like, I've literally never watched an ounce of their content. Anywho, before I rudely interrupted myself because I was having problems with that brush because it wasn't the right size or floofiness or density for what I was trying to do here. Yeah, I've never been the target audience for their content. I have never watched a stitch of their content. It would be pretty disingenuous, in my opinion, for me to have anything to say about that because I've never watched their content. Like, I'm not about to start checking now to see if I feel the way that everybody else does. It sounds awful, and I have not even watched anybody's videos on it because, again, it's just not, like, let me figure out a way to say this without seeming like a dick. I'm trying to work on it. Words are hard for me.
Your music sucks and you're an asshole. I'm having a hard time expressing myself.
If I don't like something, I don't watch it. Like I talked about it earlier, just a little bit earlier. If I'm not interested in something, I don't watch it. Like, I just don't. It's fine. I don't go seek it out. I don't go look at it. So I don't even watch anybody's videos on what's happening with this. So I am not the person to come to for this, but for anyone who is being caused harm or pain, I really hope that that is resolved, and if there is justice needed to be gotten, that it is done. All right, and you and I both know it would not be spring if the childless and the child with child didn't start a war. So I see it all the time on Twitter where someone says, like, I don't understand going out of your way to be mean to children. I get that. Like, that's weird. Like, that's really weird behavior. Like, why would you go out of your way to be, like, hateful to a child who's done nothing to you? Like, I get that they're annoying, but, like, damn. Don't be mean to them. Although it depends on the child because race is a factor for me. I'll tell you all the story one day, but I will walk away from a child. I will, like, because I'm not getting arrested. Anyways, the point is, long story short, a very, very white child with like alabaster skin, very blonde hair, he was probably 3, was lost. And I was just like, I would not let him get anywhere near me. He kept trying to hold my hand. I was like, nope, no, don't touch me. I am not kidnapping you. Where is your mother? Find her. Like, I'm just sitting there like, you're lost, as loud as I can, looking for other people. So that's a thing. But like, there is a war going on that has been raging for quite a while. And it is like the people with children, for some reason, consistently going after the people without children, and then the people without children striking back. And what I can only say is sometimes just like unnecessary. We really didn't have to go there, but you did anyway, and now here we are. So here's the deal. Like, for instance, on TikTok, when the stimmy was announced, there were a lot of folk I'm trying to put this as lightly and politely as I can, but there were a lot of people who had like cute little TikTok things. I feel like what I'm just giving you is like the TikTok news. But anywho, who were doing these like TikTok dances, and they were saying things like, oh, the child free are real quiet since the $1,400 been announced, right? And then the child free were like, yeah, but you're still gonna have to spend that stimmy on your kids. Both are like, here's the thing. I feel like, and I'm going to tell you this obviously as somebody who doesn't have children and has zero plans to have them. My overall feeling on children for me is like, I just don't want them. I can't afford to have kids, and I don't want to afford to have kids. Like, that's where it is, and that's fine. And I actually don't go out of my way to say anything. And I will say that as a general rule, I think that the child free have become significantly more vocal, but a lot of that stems from, especially if you are in the South, the way that people never stop asking you when you're gonna have children. And I think that that has just caused like this backlash of people who, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I am saying is it's caused like this ripple effect of people who are just so fucking tired of answering this question and then going back and forth about why they don't want to have children, that they've now become like very like violently anti-child, which is a whole other thing in and of itself. So I do feel like more people are being significantly more vocal about like not wanting to have children and really explaining why they don't want to have children. And I think the thing is, if you talk to somebody and they say they don't want to have children, like, don't ask them why if you're not prepared for the answer. Because I feel like a lot of times in my own experience, I'm not saying this for everybody, I am my own person, I'm not everybody, please don't get mad at me, thank you, have a good day. I just feel like in my experience, I'm like, yeah, I don't have kids, and I don't plan to have kids. You should just go, okay. Because what inevitably happens is they're like, what? Why? And I'm like, I just don't want to. They're like, children are what? I'm like, I don't like children. I don't want to do it. It's grossed me out. The idea of housing an entire being and you're like an alien. That's how I look at it. Don't get mad at me. Again. I'm just talking here. And so my issue with that always comes with like the way that people think that they have a right to know information about you. And then I end up screaming like that, where I'm just like, I don't like children. I've never wanted to have children. The very moment that I saw childbirth, I was like, not for me. And I've continued that throughout my life. It is not my thing. I don't want to be a host. I'm a horror movie fan, so like that's where that comes from. I don't want to be a host. I don't want anything bursting out of my body. I don't want to become incontinent. Like I don't want to have I just don't want to be inconvenienced like that. I like having the extra, like when I'm working. I like having the extra money. If YouTube became my main source of income, still I would like having that money for me and Bo. I'd rather spend it on my dog. Like I'd much rather take care of Bo, take him on a walk, get him like cute sweaters and jackets because he's so cute and he loves it. And like, go to dinner and leave him in the house by himself and not get arrested. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's become a two-part problem where like part of it is intrusive. Like people feel like they have the right to ask this question. And it's like, for a long time, I feel like people were being silent about why they didn't want to have kids, right? And so honestly, it all comes down to mind the business that pays you. You know what I mean? Mind the business that pays you. If people tell you that they don't want to have kids, just like, okay. And also, here's the other thing. I think, people who are childless and have chosen to not have children have lived in a very child-friendly, like child advantageous world for a very long time. And I think in some ways they're just tired. You know what I mean? Like not in a shitty way, just in a like working late. If you are child free, and especially child free and unmarried and not in a relationship, you tend to see where like a boss or somebody will ask you to stay late more often. You often get, well, they have a family. When it comes to taking time off, it's like, oh, well, they have kids or they just did. And I'm like, I don't care. That's not my business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be rude and I'm not trying to be a person who doesn't care about anybody. But, Cheryl shouldn't get all the days that they want off just because they have a child. Because, like, I have a life too. And it does suck that I keep having to give mine up for someone else. So I think after a long period of time of people having to deal with this mentality of, oh, well, so-and-so has a child, I think it's getting a little rough. But here's what I'm going to say. I am not outwardly mean to children. And like, I don't like them or whatever, but I'm not like outwardly rude or shitty to them because that's really fucked up. They didn't do anything. But at the same time, those people who have children, quit trying to compete. That's what I'm really getting at here. Quit trying to compete. There's no need to compete. Saying things to people who like don't have kids and being like, you're tired, but you don't have any kids. How? Like, just stop. Like, that's a stupid mentality to have. Quit doing that. You don't look better. You don't look funny. Everyone's tired. Like, two things can exist at the same time. I can be tired because I don't have children, and you can be tired because you do. One tired is not better than the other. And it's weird that we are competing in this space for like, who is most exhausted. If you're an American, we all are. Jeez. Whether you have children or not, you're tired. So that's really, I think, what it comes down to is this like weird competitive nature that started, I feel like I feel like it got really bad a few years ago. I could be wrong. Like early, like 2006, 2007 is when I feel like maybe that's when I noticed. But that's when it started to just get like really out of hand, where people just could not stop like comparing every action. Just wait till you have kids. Just wait till you have kids. I'm not going to with that attitude. And ugh.
Let me tell you, billionaire lowlife, something. There's nothing in this world more brutal and grotesque than raising children.
This is it. This is the final look. Yes, I know, it's another purple look. Let's come in, let's look at it, and then we're gonna go. So that is it. That is the hot topics for like the past 2 weeks, I guess. And if I forgot anything, well, maybe it'll be in the next one. Let me know if you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because that appeases the algorithm goddess, and that's good for me. Also, if you would, you know, share it. Share it to a couple people. I'd appreciate it so much. And as usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky bays, yeah. All right, you know the drill. It costs $0 to be kind, and it's so good for your soul, because otherwise you'll end up in my collection if you don't. Until next time, XOXO, got the girl. Reaching for something in the distance. That got weird. Stop doing that, Audra. So close you can almost taste it. Moving on. Release your inhibition. Okay, we're done. That was too high of a note, and I was just losing my shit right there. Like, feel the rain on your skin. Ooh. Yes, I can. Fuck you. Okay. Only you can let it in. We're in the money. No, we're not. Before. Don't ever sing that song. Like, we're in the money. No, girl, that's text. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm blickety black, 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 y'all.